Hello, friends. Today's episode is about something I see all the time on social media whenever people talk about TMJ disorders. And yes, you are right, the most discussions are about treatments. And honestly, the confusion is huge. So, I've seen comments like people saying that orthotic worked for me, and someone else would say, I tried the same thing, but it made my pain worse. One person would come, jump in, and say, I had Botox done for TMJ pain. It helped me for a few months, but I have to repeat it again and again. And yet another says, it didn't help at all. Some people are scared about the treatments, some are hopeful that one day they'll be out of pain, and I must say that most people are confused. And I completely understand why. So, today I want to explain in the simplest possible way why certain treatments work beautifully for some people and why the exact same treatment fails for others. Once you understand this, TMJ will start making much more sense. First, let me be very clear and honest about one thing. In some people, the jaw itself is the main problem. So there can be structural damage in the joint, like osteoarthritis of the TMJ, disc degeneration, bony changes, or past injury to the jaw, or some dental issues which caused TMJ problem. In these cases, the joint surface itself is affected. And the treatment really does have to focus only on the jaw, and the treatment becomes simpler. But in many other people, the jaw becomes a secondary problem. Meaning, something else in the body was under strain for a long time, and the jaw became involved later. So most people don't realize this. So when they come to me, they normally come for the jaw pain since I am TMJ dentist. But when I take a detailed history about sleep, headaches, postures, stress, gut issues, ear symptoms, very often we discover that the jaw was not the starting point. And this is exactly why one treatment works for one person and not for another. Because the root cause is different. Friends, my mom used to say that until she was diagnosed for thyroid, nothing worked for her. But once doctors found the root cause, she was out of the problem in 1 week with the proper and right medications. So that was small Mansi, hearing her mother talking about her health diagnosis and things like that. And now, this is Dr. Mansi, seeing the same thing in my practice. Reaching to the root cause solves most of your problem. Guys, for many people, the problem begins with stress and clenching, which is very apparent in most of the cases. So under stress, people unknowingly tighten their jaw, grind at night, and hold tension in the face. Over time, this repeated pressure overloads the joint, strains the disc over there, and even can slowly lead to structural damages like osteoarthritis. And we have talked about this in our previous video, how stress affects. For some people, the main driver is the pain and nervous system, as seen in fibromyalgia, chronic headaches, migraines, and widespread body pain. Here, the nervous system becomes more sensitive overall because the nerves of the jaw, face, head, neck are closely connected. And so the pain can easily spread and feel more intense in the jaw, even when the joint structure looks normal in the scans. So this is one comorbidity. For others, it is posture and muscle system. So now fascia, muscle comes into picture. Long standing neck pain, shoulder tightness, back problems, pelvic imbalance, and long hours on screen quietly change the way the body holds itself, and our posture deteriorates, thereby deteriorates our pain condition related to the jaw. So the jaw, neck, spine, and pelvis work as one mechanical chain. They are all involved, linked to each other. So if posture stays disturbed for too long, the muscles gradually pull the jaw in strained position and the pain begins. So all of these organs are linked. Now let's talk about ear, because this is when many patients get confused. The TMJ joint sits right next to the ear. They share nerves, muscles, and even the same space inside the skull. So, when the jaw is inflamed, tight, or overloaded, people can feel ear pain, ear fullness, or pressure, or ringing in the ears, which is known as tinnitus, or even a burning or blocked sensation in the ear. And it's vice versa. In cases where ear is the issue or ear inflammation is there, people feels pain in the jaw. So many patients go from doctor to doctor with normal ENT reports, yet the ear symptoms persist because the real driver is not the infection but the jaw joint and its surrounding muscles. Inflammation around the TMJ can easily irritate the structures related to the ear, since they are very much connected and positioned side by side, and it can trigger tinnitus and ear pain. So then comes another comorbidity. So in many patients, the real starting point is sleep. Mouth breathing, grinding, loud snoring, poor quality sleep, or diagnosed sleep apnea keeps the jaw active at night. The jaw never truly rests. Muscles keep working, the joint keeps loading, and overload builds up slowly. TMJ pain then appears even though the root cause was actually sleep. Guys, another comorbidity is in some people, gut sensitivity like IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, or acidity also plays a role in TMJ pain. These conditions reflect a nervous system that is already over-responsive. When the system stays on high alert, muscle tension and pain sensitivity increases throughout the body, including the jaw. And when several of these problems exist together, jaw pain, headaches, ear symptoms, back pain, gut issues, the nervous system itself can become overprotective, and this is called central sensitization, where many symptoms are clubbed together. In this state, the pain alarm becomes too reactive and even small strain feels intense. So this is basically chronic pain where people avoid getting the treatment for their posture, for the neck pain, or for their gut issues. So even if they have gut issues, they don't get treatment, which becomes chronic and turns into central sensitization. So when people say that why did this treatment help for others and not me, the answer is actually very simple. Because for each person, the driving cause of TMJ disorder is different. For one person, it is structural joint damage. For another, stress and clenching. For one another, it may be sleep. For another one, it can be posture problem. For another one, it could be sensitive pain system. And when the cause is different, the treatment must also be different. TMJ is never a one size fits all condition. So, if you are dealing with jaw pain along with other symptoms, remember this, that your symptoms are not just random, they are all connected. And when the root cause is found and treated, all other conditions resolve automatically. And when we understand what is driving your TMJ disorder, treatment becomes clearer, safer, and far more effective. I'm Dr. Mansi Davesar, and this is TMJ Care. In the very next episode, we'll talk about how TMJ should actually be treated, what truly helps, and what to avoid.